Enter the mud-soaked, dreary realm of Manor Farm. This is a place held under the heavy, cruel, and often drunken grip of a giant known as Mr. Jones. For the animals living here, existence is defined by hopeless labor. They give their bodies to the fields and receive only enough grain to keep them working another day. But then, an old wise boar named Major gathers the beasts to share a shimmering vision. He describes a world without human masters. He plants a seed in their minds, a future where the sweet summer grass and the rich black earth belong entirely to the animals who work it. That spark catches fire. In a sudden, ecstatic burst of energy, the animals break their chains and chase Mr. Jones down the main road. The farm is finally theirs. They roll in the dew and taste the rich earth, experiencing their first moments of independence. To protect this new reality, they establish a sacred pact. They reduce their principles into 7 commandments, painted in stark white letters on the barn wall, to vow perfect equality for all time. To ensure the simplest animals understand, they distill the philosophy into a single tenet: 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. These painted words act as a seal on their community, marking the start of their self-governance. Through the first summer, the farm flourishes. Without a human to steal the harvest, the animals work side by side in the sun, finally reaping the rewards of their own labor. Boxer, the enormous and gentle cart horse, gives his entire heart to this effort. He adopts a simple motto that drives him through every long day: "I will work harder." But inside the farmhouse, an imposing Berkshire boar named Napoleon is quietly avoiding the fields and consolidating control. Napoleon realizes that absolute rule requires more than just speeches. It requires force. In secret, he raises 9 young puppies, shaping them into a pack of terrifying hounds. He eventually drops the facade. He unleashes those 9 enormous dogs to attack his rival, Snowball, banishing him from the farm and seizing total power. Napoleon has replaced the shared promise of equality with the silent, constant threat of violence. As the years pass, the bright promise of the rebellion fades into a grueling, freezing reality. Rations are cut, and the animals are pushed to their physical limits. Napoleon forces them to build this towering windmill. They drag boulders up the quarry hill, stone by stone, desperate to generate the warmth and power they were promised. While the exhausted animals recover in the barn, Napoleon begins a different kind of work under the cover of darkness. The pigs begin altering the commandments on the barn wall to justify their new luxuries. No animal shall sleep in a bed, and no animal shall drink alcohol, quietly gain extra words to accommodate the pig's behavior. The working animals stare at the wall, confused. Their memories are hazy, and they struggle to understand how the rules have shifted. The exhaustion is breaking their bodies, but this steady corruption of truth is what truly secures Napoleon's control. The farm is now freezing, the grain bins are empty, and the hope that once fueled the animals has vanished. Even Boxer reaches his breaking point. After years of unquestioning toil, his lungs finally give out under the strain of hauling stone for the windmill. Napoleon promises to send their most loyal worker to a hospital. But as the carriage pulls away, the animals read the letters on the side. It belongs to the local horse slaughterer. A desperate cry rings out as they realize the truth. But days later, Squealer the pig steps forward, spinning complex lies to convince them that Boxer died peacefully, praising Napoleon's leadership. The pigs use the money from Boxer's life to buy a case of whiskey. By selling their most loyal comrade to fund their own habits, they have destroyed the very heart of the rebellion. Years later, the original vision of the rebellion has faded into a distant, hazy story for the surviving animals. One quiet evening, an uproar of voices spills out from the farmhouse. The animals creep up to the window to see what has become of their leaders. Inside, the pigs are standing upright on 2 legs. They have begun wearing Mr. Jones's old clothes and drinking from his mugs. They are playing cards with the neighboring human farmers, the exact enemies they once swore to destroy. They toast to each other, laughing about how they have managed to keep their subjects working for less. The animals outside look from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. They realize with horror that it is already impossible to tell which is which. The dream is over. The new kings have become identical to the oppressors they originally overthrew, leaving the animals in a nightmare of their own making.